Hello, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to invest crypto in a bear market. Right now, it's actually the best time to invest to make the most gains. So we're going to cover specific strategies so that you can maximize your earnings in the sea of red. If it's your first time here, I am the DeFi whale. I've made millions in crypto, and this channel is my way to give back to you. I'd love if you could drop a like, and if you enjoy the video and subscribe, that would be amazing. So getting the video started off, we've covered Avalanche in the most recent videos, so I'm going to use AVAX as the example. And for this video, let's first set the stage with an oversimplification. Crypto investing is a competition. You can win a competition if and only if you are the smarter investor. For example, some people sold their AVAX here, right here in that green when it was at its highest point over the last 3 months. Some people sold their AVAX as it dropped because the only way that the crypto is going to fall in price is as people sell it. So how do you know when to sell at the right time? How do you know when to buy it at the right time? The answer is that you can't time the market, but you can be the smarter investor so that you buy at a price here, and then as everyone else buys and drives your price up, you know that you can smartly sell right here. So we're going to start the strategy of how to do that. And as the price is going down right now, we're going to talk about the best way to make money on this in a smart and safe way so that you're only going to make gains. Now, people are going to buy and sell AVAX for a million different reasons, and you can't predict the bottom. The odds that you are the one person in the world to buy the coin right here at 56.02 is wildly unlikely. But there is a way to buy when you're close to the bottom and make those juicy gains that you dream of. We're going to start off in this sheet. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how this works. It's something that I put together, and it's something I'm going to add to the description below so that you can use it yourself if you want to check it out. I'm going to be doing a view only, but if you want to, you can go ahead and copy all of this and add it to your own Google spreadsheet so that you can go in and play with it, mess with your own numbers. So for this, we're going to jump back into AVAX with the initial price at 33.83. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's go ahead and say the price is $80, right? These are the assumptions that you can change if you're using the sheet or following along. I'm going to go and say I have an initial cash commitment that I want to make in a single coin of $20,000. I know some of you guys that are watching this video might be investing more, some might be investing less. We're just going to use $20,000 as an example because it's a nice clean number, and this will tell you how much you should invest at the exact right times. And I'm going to talk about that. So we're going to use a concrete example, AVAX, $80, and we're going to assume some price drop, right? So let's say that the price drops to 52%, and we're going to see what happens. So initial coin price of 80 bucks, and what we're going to say is when the coin price goes down 10% to $72, we're going to buy 13.89 AVAX. And now that is based on, and this is important, based on the initial cash commitment that we're putting in. So if our initial cash commitment is $10,000, we're going to only buy 7 AVAX or 6.94 AVAX. Now let's go back to 20,000. What this means is that we're going to take 5% of our holdings and we're going to put only 5% into this coin. Because what we're thinking is there's a possibility that's going to continue going down. And the more it goes down, the more we buy because that's a better deal. It's basically on sale right now, right? AVAX is at $72. So we're going to buy 13.89 or $1,000 worth out of our 20,000. And we keep all of this in cash or we keep it staked in stable coins where we're going to earn yields on those. Meaning we're going to keep all of this in cash, earning a couple percent on it, but this is where we're really going to make the money in the meantime. Now, it drops to $64. We're going to go ahead and buy another 20%, or we're going to go ahead and buy 10% because it dropped 20%. And this continues to happen as it drops. So we continuously increase our holdings of this coin. And what you'll notice is at the bottom here, we'll have lost money, but that's totally fine. I want the coin to keep dropping. I want it to go from 72 to 64 to 56 because that means most of my potential is going to be realized the more that this drops, right? The more this coin drops because I'm betting on it to go back up. So you'll see in this example, it's going to go back up to 128, which is not AVAX's high. AVAX's high is about $145. So more than reasonable, it's going to go to 128. It's, my personal opinion. I think it's going to go much higher than that. But just so you guys know, all of this is not financial advice. I have to mention that. This is my opinions only, and this is just a strategy that could help you. So let's continue diving into the strategy and see what happens. All of these, by the way, they already have the formulas plugged in, as you can see here. So you don't have to worry about anything in the sheet. You just have to focus on these, and then you focus on the gains. So let's talk about the returns that are going to show at the bottom. So if you were to deploy this strategy, instead of throwing everything in at $80, let's see what would happen, right? So if you went ahead and you said, hey, I'm going to put in $80, and that's going to be the total amount that I invest, and the coin ends up going to 128. So that means that you'll get a return of 1.6 and some change. Your total gain on that would be $32,000, a $12,000 gain. Using this strategy, and you'd also be freaking out as your $20,000 went to 40,000 or went to 10,000, so you just drop in half. Meanwhile, with this strategy, you continuously buy more and more. Instead of freaking out as the price drops, you're going to see that as an opportunity as the price drops, and our result is going to be much better than just aping in. We don't ape in, we invest smartly because this is a competition and we're out here to beat everyone else. Luckily, you guys are on the DeFi Whale YouTube channel and you guys are getting the knowledge so that you can invest correctly. Now, let's go ahead and look at what these numbers mean. So this is the return on allocation, which means we allocated $20,000, and with a 52% price drop, we're assuming the price could cut in half from the initial 80. It could go to 40. And some of you guys are saying, DeFi Whale, you're crazy. That's never going to happen. That's fine. You don't have to believe me. But for those of you that do follow the strategy and it does go down to 40, you're going to be thanking me and be so happy that you subscribe to this channel. Let's keep going. If we do another example here, let's say the coin drops 30%. You'll notice the investment return on allocation is much smaller, but the actual return on investment is much higher. What that means is we only invested up until a 30% drop. So we were buying at $56 here. We never got to buy at 48. We never got to buy at 40. So a lot of our capital never was invested. So we made total $6,442 on this $7,000 investment. So we almost doubled. We went up 89% on the amount that we put in. We would have made much less if we put everything in right now at 72. Instead, we said, hey, there's a possibility the price drops. Now, that's how this entire system works. Your allocation on this was $7,000. So you had $13,000 that wasn't just sitting around. Your $13,000 here was sitting in stable coins, earning a yield there. When you saw the opportunity to buy, you pull it out of the stable coins and you invest. This tells you the exact number of coins to buy. So as soon as it drops 30%, you know I'm going to buy 71.43 AVAX. And that's going to cost me $4,000. My value of holdings will go up because I'm investing more. The reason that these numbers change so rapidly is because we're factoring in, we buy at $1,000, right? And then as it drops, this amount, this 72 we bought, this $1,000 holdings now went down to $888 because the price of the initial investment dropped. Now our total cash that we have remaining, right? This is the cash that we have willing to invest, only goes to 13,000, so that's what you're seeing there. And your total value is going to drop as the coin price drops, right? So let's go back to 52. Let's see what happens to these numbers. This goes down to 16,662 because the price of the coin cut in half. But guess what? Our total value did not cut in half. We're only down about 20%, not even. So that's why this is a much safer way to invest and still get some of these wild gains that you see here. We're still going to over double our money. And guess what? We do this again, we're going to continue investing. And I'm going to tell you guys another way that this strategy can be used to continuously compound your growth. Now let's go back to AVAX for a second, and we're going to get back to the sheet here. As you can see, AVAX drops, goes up, it drops, it goes back up, it drops, it goes back up, it drops, right? It oscillates, right? That's the oscillation. What's amazing about this strategy, amazing, is that every time it drops, you keep buying. So if it goes down, you buy a little bit more, it goes up. Awesome. And then you start selling it, right? Because here's the sell portion. As it goes up, you continuously sell. You don't wait for it to get to 128. You don't wait. As soon as it gets back up to 80, right? We buy at 72. We're going to go ahead and sell some of our coins at 80. We're going to go ahead and offload some of our guaranteed gains that we got, right? Because we bought some at 72, we're going to go ahead and start selling. And we keep selling as the price goes up. So we sell more and more and more. Now let's go into the AVAX price and why this is so great. Let's say you do this 3 or 4 times and you get 10% gains, right? So you buy it at 65 because that's what the calculation warrants when you plug in the numbers, and then you sell it at 74. You made a little over 10% gain, and you're saying, DeFi whale, that's crazy. I'm in crypto to make 300% gains. I don't want your 10%, but if you guys are aware of compounding growth, let's look what happens. Because by the way, this happened within a very short period, these oscillations. And these oscillations here, same thing. You don't have to predict the market, you just have to invest smartly. You just have to know what your price point is and commit to your strategy. When the price goes up to this, you don't say, I'm not going to sell that portion. I'm going to wait until it goes to 128 because guess what? It goes up and then it comes back down. And then you start freaking out, and that's when you panic sell and things like that. You just follow the spreadsheet. Now, let's go ahead and do this, right? You make your first trade, you made a 10% bump on your 5,000. That's amazing. Boom. Your second trade, now you're up 21% because you reinvested. And this is the compounding growth because you have 5,500 to invest. What happens if you oscillate, the coin keeps oscillating for 10 different trades? And this, by the way, is this 10%, right? And then you're buying and selling at these gains, 5 and 10%. And this is just to exemplify what happens if you change $5,000. So this is a $5,000 initial investment. Every trade, we're going to say we average a 10% growth. After 10 trades, you're up 160%. You changed $5,000 into $13,000. So we have to be okay with 10% gains. That's important. We have to be okay with 10% gains because that's how you turn. Instead of getting a 50% gain here, going up to 90 from 60, you're instead going to be up 100% because you're buying and selling at the right times because you're doing it in a smart way. Again, this is in the description below. Please check it out and play around with it. See what the gains you can find are. I am really excited for the potential that we're having in this bear market, and a lot of people are going to lose money. A lot of people are going to lose, but that's part of the competition, right? We're here to win the game, and you guys are on the right team here. Would love to hear your guys' comments. Again, if you enjoyed the video, you brought it and it brought you value, please go ahead and drop it a like, and I would love if you subscribe so you're here for the next one. In the meantime, peace out, guppies.